Good morning, Facebook peeps and Realtor peeps. Today is Monday, the March the 5th, and I am doing my daily video version of the Realtor question of the day. The question that I posted today is, what is your definition of experience? Is it transactions or years in business? The reason I posted this is I remember a while back, it was probably 10 years ago, I was having this conversation with this realtor who has submitted a offer on one of my listings, and her contract was terrible. I mean, she left stuff blank. She left option period out. She left the part blank about third-party financing. Just so many errors in this offer that I was really surprised. And I asked her, I said, "Are you new to the business?" She goes, "No, I've been doing this for 30 years. I've got 30 years experience." And my first thought was, well, if you've been doing this that long, you should have enough knowledge about the contract to know how to fill out a contract. So I posted the question today because there's a lot of realtors out there who will tout how long they've been in the business. So if a realtor's been in the business for, say, 20 years, and they only do 4 transactions a year, do they have more experience than a newbie who's been in the business less than 5 years, who's doing 100 transactions a year? So I want you to think about it. There's a lot of times, and I was guilty of this before I made the realization that when you look up a license number and you see that that number is a much newer license, don't automatically assume that because they work with an office that has a history of hiring newbies, or if they have a newer number, that they have no experience. I'm guilty of that. I used to do it. I don't do it anymore because I got nailed on that one time. It only took one time to get beat up. So just keep that in mind. I remember a time that I was calling for sale by owners, and this investor had told me that he was doing 300 transactions a year. Now, a lot of investors aren't doing that many transactions, but as far as experience goes, if I was going to go get advice on how to invest in houses, that would be the guy that I would go talk to. So my words of wisdom today are be careful where you're getting your information from. One more point. I remember when I first started in real estate, and this was in 2000s, I went to work for a certain brokerage, and after 6 months of being in the business, they asked me if I wanted to teach a class. I thought that was kind of strange for them to ask me to teach a class on how to sell real estate. I mean, here I am, 6 months in the business. I have virtually no experience. I mean, I consider myself still a newbie, but they wanted me to teach a class. And it made me think, what kind of people are teaching classes in real estate? Is it because they're maybe a good speaker or what? But just keep that in mind, that just because a person has years of experience doesn't mean that they're any better than anybody else. Look at the number of transactions that they've done. I'll use me, for example. I've been doing this for 18 years, but that doesn't mean that I've got a ton of experience, which I don't. I mean, I've had some really good years, and I've had some really bad years. So just keep that in mind. Whenever you're talking to realtors, look at both sides of the story. If a realtor tells you that they've been doing this for 30 years experience, but they've been doing this forever, but they don't know how to fill out a contract, well, that's a good indication that they don't know what the hell they're doing. So today's words of wisdom, here they are. Write this down. You're going to like this one. What you do speaks so loudly that I can't hear what you're saying. So that's my words of wisdom from Robert Russell that coincides with my realtor question of the day. So y'all have a great day today. Go sell some houses. or condos or whatever the heck you sell. Go sell some land if you want to. I don't care. If you would, be sure and post your answer to today's realtor question of the day. I'd love to see what many people are answering. In fact, it's right now 9:18 Central Time, and nobody has answered to this question years in the business, which is a beautiful thing. So let's just follow this thing along today and see how they answer. I'm hoping that most people will answer transactions. Some people have posted both. I mean, I can argue on that one too. So let's recognize some people that have joined us today. We got Oscar Rodriguez, Kelly Rush, Ford Wheeler, Teresa Watley, Trina. Good morning, Trina. Don Scott, Lorraine. Lorraine, I'm sorry, I'm not going to pronounce that one. I want to butcher your last name. Jillian, Lisa Henry Weaver, Ramon Bermudez, Christine Garza, and the first person that I can't read because it's kind of whited out. So y'all, thank you for joining on today's Realtor Question of the Day video series. Be looking for tomorrow's question. It's going to be a good one. And if you have suggestions on Realtor Questions of the Day that you would like to see, instant message me, and I will put that in the list of questions that I have lined up for the rest of the week. So you have a great day. Go sell some houses or whatever. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.